Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Unpopular by Choice. So, who remembers when phones still had cords? Or when your friends were real and it didn't matter how many likes or clicks you got? Yeah, so today's video, we're going to go back to a simpler time, mine, and this is my time. You know, when you had to have a conversation in person and you had no choice but to just be who you were. There was no screen to hide behind, just real human interaction. Now, how does the Word of God align with today's theme and how technology is going, and especially more so with the social media? Well, Genesis 11:6. Again, if you have your Bibles, read along. If not, no worries, follow along. So Genesis 11:6 tells us, the Lord said, if as one people speaking the same language they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. Makes sense. Proverbs 2:6. For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. I'm going to read that one again. For the Lord gives wisdom, and from his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. One more, 3 today for this one. Hebrews chapter 10, verses 24, 25. And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. I wonder what day he could be referencing. So we'll go ahead and get into the reaction. I'll see you guys after the video. Thanks for stopping by. I'm so glad that you're here. I knew that was Michael Jackson. Beat It. I knew that routine. Don't try to tell me. I knew it from work. Who could double dutch? That's some impressive footwork. I'm not sure about that one. It's like what else would like another Saturday morning be like with so oh well, never mind. Question answered. That was a little intense, but yeah. All that stuff's coming back. Is back into breakdancing, b-boys, all of that.
Alright, stop, collaborate and listen. Ice is back with a brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly, flow like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? So I don't know. Turn off the lights, and I'll blow. To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance, rush the speaker that booms. I'm killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom. Deadly, one play until melody. Anything less than the best is a felony. Love it, believe it. You better gain weight. Better hit the bulls out. The kid don't play. And if there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the clip while my DJ revolves it.
I will bump that song right now, today, loud. Scary when you realize we are the last generation on this earth to ever know what life is like before social media. 70s, 80s, 90s. I'm 70s. Ooh, barely made it. Yeah. Actually, I'm trying to think, like, what was life like? Handwritten notes, passing, circle yes, circle no. Meet me at the tetherball pole. So no good. Everyone was so dated. $1994. I had my first child. 1994. Don't try to figure out my age.
Give it up, you make it feel like foreplay. Yo, my cardio is in.
Get home.
Big Willie style's all in it. Getting jiggy with it. Getting jiggy with it. Getting jiggy with it. Getting jiggy with it. What? You on the ball with your kid? Watch your steps, you might fall trying to do what I did. Mama's I'ma come close side in the middle of the club with the rubber dub. No love for the haters, man, cause I got 4 seats at the Lakers. See me on the yard line with the Raiders. Let Ali, he told me I'm the greatest. I got the fever for the flavor of a crowd pleaser. DJ play another from the president, sure highness. Only bad chicks riding my whip. South to the west, to the east, to the north. Bump my hits and watch them go off and yes, sure. You don't stop in the winter order. I make it high.
Dims was the good old days. Life before. Yeah, now, regardless of social media, you can't even really let your kids go out and play and just ride bikes like normal because of the freaks on social media.
We don't mean to interrupt your party, or actually we do.
So just let me introduce myself. My name is Humpty, pronounced with the Humpty. Yo, ladies, oh, how I like to funky. And all the rappers in the top 10, please allow me to pump me. I'm stepping tall, y'all, and just like Humpty Dumpty, you're gonna fall when the stereos pump me. I like to
hairstyle.
Like the girls with the broom. I once got busy in a bathroom. I'm crazy. Allow me to amaze thee. They say I'm ugly, but it just don't faze me. I'm still getting in the good, and I even got my own dance. Come on. Do the Humpty Hump. Come on, do the Humpty Hump. Check me out, y'all.
Wow. But he had to beep out Burger King. Look at him. Dressed.
Could I say no and feel at ease? If you count me out tonight, she's gonna be with me wherever I go. She's got a sweet personality. She says her kiss is just for me. So if that means we're gonna rain on your parade, you're gonna have to count me out. I'm saving this is for my baby. Count me out.
Go ahead. Jamming. Okay?
Steamboat had a belt. Steamboat was to hello operator. Give me number 9, and if you disconnect me, I'll kick you up your behind. Jack and go, Jack and Jack over the cage.
They still play. I remember all those games, except for the shoe game. I don't remember that game. I remember 4 squares, tetherball, hopscotch.
So you didn't take any.
So that was the lighter side of life before social media. So these last 2 clips are where social media has kind of gotten us today, as of now. So in case, I mean, most of you probably
Study all.
Okay, so that was the kind of the lighter side of life before social media, but now here's the darker side into where we're at right now with it. So these last few clips just highlight kind of the state of the, of the nation, or of where we're going with social media. This first clip of the last is Mark Zuckerberg, the Facebook puppet. I mean, he's the spokesman for Facebook. So Facebook. And he is at a Congress meeting, and Senator Josh Hawley, who represents the state of Missouri, is grilling him like a hot dog about his platform's lack of responsibility and all of the damage that it has caused families. So listen up, guys.
That's because it's important and we want to improve our services.
Well, you just told me a second ago you studied that there was no linkage. Who did you
Senator,
fire?
Yeah, I said you mischaracterized.
37% of teenage girls between 13 and 15 were exposed to unwanted nudity in a week on Instagram. You knew about it. Who did you fire?
Senator, this is why we're building all.
Who did you fire?
Senator, I don't think that's.
Who did you fire?
I'm not going to answer that.
Do you know who's sitting behind you? You've got families from across the nation whose children are either severely harmed or gone, and you don't think it's appropriate to talk about steps that you took? The fact that you didn't fire a single person? Let me ask you this. Have you compensated any of the victims?
Sorry?
Have you compensated any of the victims? These girls, have you compensated?
I don't believe so.
Why not? Don't you think they deserve some compensation for what your platform was done? You didn't take any action. You didn't fire anybody. You haven't compensated a single victim. Let me ask you this. There's families of victims here today. Have you apologized to the victims? Would you like to do so now? Well, they're here. You're on national television. Would you like now to apologize to the victims who have been harmed by your product? Show them the pictures. Would you like to apologize for what you've done to these good people?
I'll give it a like.
To make sure that no one has to go through the types of things that your families have had to suffer.
You know, your product is killing people. Will you personally commit to compensating the victims? You're a billionaire. Will you commit to compensating the victims? Will you set up a compensation fund
Senator,
with your money?
I think these are
With your money?
Senator, these are complicated
Yes, no, that's not a complicated question, though. That's
Senator,
a yes or no. Will you set up a victims compensation fund with your money, the money you made on these families sitting behind you? Yes or no?
Senator, I don't think that that's. My job is to
Sounds
make
like
sure
a
we
no.
build good tools.
Sounds like a no to
Your
me.
job is to be responsible for what your company has done. You've made billions of dollars on the people sitting behind them, you here. You've done nothing to help them. You've done nothing to compensate them. You've done nothing to put it right. You could do so here today, and you should. You should, Mr. Zuckerberg.
Boom.
Under a bill that recently passed the Texas House, children under the age of 18 would be banned from using social media. What do you think about that idea? Social media, especially apps like TikTok, have been rotting the brains of young kids for a long time. Take this striking statistic, for example. According to Morning Consult, 57% of Gen Zers in America want to be social media influencers, and 53% describe it as a, quote, reputable career choice. In other words, today teens want to make their lives work creating content on social media while providing absolutely no value to society.
Value.
A machine that created an endless cycle of people wasting their lives scrolling through videos they'll forget about a second after they stop watching them. Social media may very well be the most harmful thing for our children. And the states like Texas, Florida, and 10 other states which have laws which ban minors from using social media if they are under a certain age are a step in the right direction. I'm Armstrong Williams, and I cannot wait to read your commentary.
Well, what do you guys think? Is it rotting the brains of the youth? Well, we'll see, because this last clip is going to tell you exactly what it's doing to the brains of the youth. I call them scroll trolls. They're like in a trance.
Here it is. This is the first ever public health advisory against social media. 19 pages long. It's easy to read through. We'll have a full wrap-up on the CBS Evening News. But I thought one of the things it explains is why social media is so dangerous for adolescents is because there's so much brain development happening in young people, and specifically talks about what's forming in a young person's brain. It's the amygdala, which is important for emotional learning and development. The prefrontal cortex, important for impulse control. And that's why increased social media use is also tied to increased rates of depression, anxiety. So anyway, it's all in this report. I just think it's a very important advisory that also offers some helpful solutions for parents about what we can do. And as a mom, I found it really helpful.
I hope you guys did too. I'm just going to add a little bit to that. Actually, a young man, I believe he's in high school, just got legislation passed in the state of Texas to where social media apps will have to have a mental health warning label on them. And it's a brilliant thing, and it's wonderful that it's happening. The bill is going to go into law. But how sad is it that a child had to come up with this, and a platform status of such as of Mark Zuckerberg, like he said, hides behind a liability shield to where you can't come and get me, and we're not going to have any accountability. But this young man stepped up to the plate, so bravo to you. And one more statistic that I wanted to just bring up, I came across this during some of my research, is that, do you know what the number 2 killer for children between the ages of 10 and 14 is? I thought maybe drowning. No. Bicycle wrecks. Like, no. What could it be? Suicide. The number 2 killer in children ages 10 to 14 is suicide. And what could possibly drive a 10-year-old to believe that life is so not worth living anymore that they have the forethought to end their life? At 10, I could barely tie my shoes right at 10. So I think, excuse me guys, I'm fighting a little bit of some allergies here. I think that it's extremely vital that we stay on top of these things. You need to monitor what your kids are watching. So let me get off my soapbox. That concludes the video proportion of Life Before Social Media. I hope that you guys found the information helpful, because I can tell you right now, if we don't do something about this, get some other laws or rules in place, we're going to lose a lot more children. There are going to be a lot more people behind Mark Zuckerberg in the future holding up pictures of loved ones that they have lost. So what is the takeaway from the scriptures that we had? So Genesis reminds us that of the story of the Tower of Babel, showing both the power and the potential dangers of human innovation. So yeah, we have the knowledge and the wisdom, but we're not seeking it from the Most High. Proverbs is a reminder that wisdom, including how we use technology, like I said, should come from the Most High. If it's not coming from Him, then who's it coming from? I'll let you. And then Hebrews, the reflection is, we could use technology and to help us stay connected and encourage one another. Unfortunately, that's just not the route that society has taken. And as far as using social media for good, and not everyone either. What are some tips? Tips for yourself, tips for children? I mean, judge yourself accordingly. Where do you stand in the social media world? So designate some social media free time, like no scroll trolling, like after 8 o'clock or something like that. Keep your phone out of reach during meals or conversations where you should be engaged with the person. I cannot tell you how rude it is to be talking to someone and their head is in their phone scrolling and they're going Active listening. Be engaged, guys. Turn off notifications to minimize distractions. Move social medias off of your home screen. Delete them temporarily if necessary. Find some offline alternatives, like read a book or exercise or do some sort of creative hobby. If you must be online, Curate your feed. Unfollow accounts that drain your energy or they encourage you to keep scrolling. Just mindless things that aren't doing anything for you. Follow pages that inspire and they uplift rather than overwhelm. And for more detailed strategies, you guys, jump online. I know, the irony. And look some things up. But you can definitely find some ways to kind of chill on that a little bit. So, inconvenient truths of the day. Connection is an illusion. Okay, these relationships are not genuine. There's no depth to them. They're curated, they're made as opposed to happening organically. You know, who cares that you have 12,000 Facebook friends? They're not your friends. They are not your friends. You don't know these people. The attention to the economy. So platforms are designed to keep people engaged. So, and it's often at the cost of the mental well-being. Algorithms, which I hear that word a lot, they prioritize sensational content. It leads to misinformation, it leads to emotional manipulation, and it leads to people getting hurt. Privacy, an illusion. They tell you that, oh, with this setting, you know, we don't have to do this or this, but I promise, even with strict settings, data collection is constant. Social media companies, they track that behavior and those preferences in order to target you for the appropriate advertising to keep you on that hook. And then finally, the pressure to perform. That is the most inconvenient truth of it all. Many users, they feel like they have to present this perfect life in this fake world that leads to anxiety, unrealistic expectations, and the negative comparison can absolutely impact someone's emotional, mental state of being. So that is going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for your time. I know how valuable that it is. I appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. Send me in some scriptures or some themes that that we could sit down and really have an honest conversation about. Judge yourself accordingly as well. Shout out to all the creators that helped me put this video together. I couldn't have done it without you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. And finally, never forget, guys, we are here to light up the darkness. And Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Never forget. I'll see you on the next video. Y'all be good. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Unpopular by Choice. Today's video takes us back to a time before social media took over the world. Like, do you guys remember when phones still had cords? You know, cords. And when your friends were real? I do, yeah. So we're going to go back to that time, my time. And then we're going to kind of follow up at the end with kind of where social media has led to today, you know. And so how does the Word of God, we know that the Bible doesn't specifically speak of technology, but we know that that our Creator knew that we were going to become an advanced, you know, civilization as we continue to learn and grow.